Okay, so let's really get into the science behind getting fit. We're going to dive into the principles to take all that hard work you're putting in and actually turn it into real, solid results. Let's do this.
You know that feeling, don't you? You're putting the hours in, you're sweating, you feel like you're doing everything right, but your progress just stops. Yeah, hitting a plateau has to be one of the most frustrating things in fitness. So to help you absolutely smash through that wall, we're going to unpack the entire training blueprint. First up, we'll get into the FITT principle. Then we'll cover the golden rules of training, and finally, we'll put it all to the test. Right, let's kick things off with the FITT principle. I want you to think of this as the bedrock, the absolute foundation for any smart training program. If you can get a handle on these 4 things, you are so far ahead of the game. It's such a simple but seriously powerful acronym: frequency, intensity, time, and type. And here's the thing. Every single workout you do is already defined by these 4 elements. The secret sauce is learning how to control them with purpose.
Let's start with frequency. This one's super straightforward. It's just how often you train. Are you hitting the gym 3 days a week? 5? It's all about finding that perfect sweet spot that challenges your body but still gives it enough downtime to recover properly.
Next up, intensity. This is all about how hard you're working. You know, if you're a lifter, it's the weight on the bar. If you're a runner, it's your pace. And honestly, this is where the magic really happens. It's the effort that forces change. And then we've got time. No surprises here, right? It's how long your workout is. Are you in there for a quick 30 minutes or a full hour? The duration of each session plays a huge part in the results you're going to get.
And wrapping up FITT is type, which is simply what kind of training you're actually doing. I mean, it's pretty obvious the training for a massive rugby forward is going to look completely different from a streamlined competitive swimmer. The type of exercise has to match up with what you're trying to achieve.
Okay, so we've got the FITT blueprint locked down. Now, let's build on that with what I like to call the golden rules. These principles, well, they're what turn casual exercise into purposeful, effective training.
These are the ideas that really drive continuous improvement. We're talking about things like specificity, which just means your training has to match your goal. Then you've got progressive overload. That's the core idea that you have to keep challenging your body to keep getting better. There's also individual differences, recognizing we're all unique, and variation, to stop things from getting stale. And finally, reversibility, the tough but true, use it or lose it rule. Mastering these is what takes a decent plan and makes it a truly great one.
You know, talking theory is one thing, but seeing how it works in the real world, that's everything. So let's take these concepts off the page and see what they actually look like when people are training. So let's take a look at specificity in action. On one hand, you have a marathon runner. Their goal is pure endurance, so what do? They spend hours and hours running. On the other hand, you've got a weightlifter. They're chasing raw strength and muscle size, so their workouts are all about lifting heavy things. 2 totally different goals, 2 totally different types of training. That, right there, is specificity.
Now, let's break down progressive overload. Look, to get stronger, you have to gradually ask more of your muscles over time. It's that simple. You can't just lift the same weight forever and expect to see new results. So let's say you start out in week 1 and you're lifting 70 kilos. Making a small, manageable jump like this, from 70 kilos to 72.5, is exactly how you do it. That steady, safe progress. And remember, overload isn't just about adding more weight. It could be doing more reps, adding an extra set, or even cutting your rest time. The key word here is gradual.
All right, now for a principle that can be a tough pill to swallow: reversibility. And honestly, this quote says it all. Fitness isn't some finish line you cross and then it's yours forever. It's something you have to actively maintain day in and day out. Reversibility is basically that classic use it or lose it rule we've all heard. The moment you stop training, your body starts to detrain and head back to where it was. And this isn't just about getting injured. It can happen for all sorts of reasons. Maybe you get sick, you just lose motivation, you're in a planned off season, or you're just feeling totally burnt out. It's a huge reminder that consistency really is king. Okay, so you've got the blueprint, you've got the golden rules, now it's time to put it all into practice, especially for those of you studying BTEC Sport. We've got a couple of exam-style questions coming right up. Let's see how you do. Okay, scenario number 1. Emily has a previous knee injury. Now remember the principle of individual differences? It tells us that training has to be tailored to the person, and that definitely includes their injury history. So what are the risks if she just pretends that old injury doesn't exist? So let's look at a waggle, or what a good one looks like, for this question. A really top answer is going to hit 2 key points. First, there's the obvious physical risk. She could seriously mess up her knee again. But just as important is the mental risk. The frustration from another setback could completely kill her motivation. A great answer looks after both the body and the mind.
All right, question 2. This one's a bit more involved. You need to define 2 different principles, variation and reversibility, and then apply both of them specifically to a netball player. How would you tackle this one to get all the marks?
Here we go. A perfect answer would be structured clearly, just like you see here. For variation, you'd define it as mixing things up to beat boredom and keep the body guessing. For a netballer, that could mean switching between long, steady runs for endurance and short, sharp sprint drills for agility. Then for reversibility, you'd define it as losing fitness when you stop. And the application? If that same player gets sick and has to miss 2 weeks of training, you can bet she's going to feel that drop in fitness when she comes back. It's simple, clear, and perfectly applied.
And there you have it. We've gone through the entire FITT blueprint and all the golden rules that make training smart and effective. These aren't just abstract ideas anymore. You've seen exactly how they play out.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. After everything we've covered, what is the one single thing you're going to change to make your very next workout even smarter? Thanks for tuning in.